Hey guys, so I am here to bring you my Dirty 30 Challenge update. It has been longer than 30 days, but I could not find my measuring tape and I still can't find it, so I said forget it. I'll bring y'all my measurements at a later time when I kind of bring you another fitness, healthy lifestyle update. But I will say that in the 30 days, so at the time when the Dirty 30 should have ended at the end of September, I lost 16 pounds. I kid you not, 16 whole pounds. I feel like you can see it on me. Like, I feel like I look like slimmer in my face and in my like chest, and just my entire body looks a lot slimmer. I feel really, really good. And let me tell you, it was not easy, and I did not follow the program 100%. Being really honest, I barely worked out. Like, I did a lot of walking with my sister, but like the prescribed workouts I did not do. The thing that I really was hardcore and strict with was the diet. So I did the vegan eating, and I also did the juicing on the days where that was recommended, and I lost a lot of weight just off of changing basically how I eat. And it is amazing that when you change how you eat, it changes how you feel. So I was always like, no, I can never be like vegan or vegetarian because I love cheese, I love meat, I love tacos, I love pizza, I love all this good food that's good to eat but not necessarily good for you. But I would say once you start doing like veganism, and even if you do vegetarian, if you feel like vegan is too big of a commitment, you literally feel the change in your body. I feel like so much better. Like, I have a lot more energy. I'm like always on 10. I don't drink coffee most days. Like, I've had coffee in this 30-day time span like twice, and it's mostly just because it was a treat that tastes good versus I needed the actual coffee because I like frappuccinos. However, I have had like no coffee, and I'm like always on 10. I have so much energy. I feel really, really good. My body feels different. My digestive system is working really well, and overall I just feel lighter and fitter and just a lot healthier. Like, my stomach does not bother me as much as it used to. I don't have gas like I used to. I don't have constipation issues. Like, it's like all these things that kind of stopped when I started eliminating those things that we most likely were never really meant to be eating the way that we do. And so my suggestion for anybody who wants to do like a vegan based diet or trying to change the way they eat, my very first suggestion would be I repeat, do not try out substitutes. So don't get like meat substitute, cheese substitutes, all of those substitutes. It sounds good, and theoretically it would be great to be able to eat the same things you eat now, like when you're on a diet, but don't do it, because at the end of the day, you know what a substitute ain't? It ain't what you like. So if you want like some tofu, it's not gonna ever magically taste like beef or steak or chicken. It can taste good in its own right if you like that, but it's not gonna taste the same, just like the alternative cheese or cream cheese doesn't taste the same. So don't set yourself up for that failure, especially when you're first starting out, because you will be disappointed and you will be so tempted to cheat, because you will, in your mind, you will know, you will say, oh my goodness, this would taste so much better if it was real cheese, and then you may end up getting the cheese. That's personal experience, so learn from my mistakes, don't do it. And then my second suggestion would be, if you do fall off and cheat, don't like overreact. We all cheat, and a lot of times, especially if you haven't followed diet, you will learn your lesson from it. Because let me tell you, I fell off and cheated. I had some ice cream cake. It was so good. Like, it was so good. I was at a restaurant with my sister. We split a piece of ice cream cake, and that cake almost killed me. Let me tell you, not even an hour later, I get home, my stomach is like on 1,000%. It hates me. My stomach was seizing up and cramping. I had so much gas. It was so painful. I couldn't even sleep that night. Like, it woke me up out of my sleep. That's how bad my stomach was hurting. So don't beat yourself up, because honestly, your body will let you know it didn't like what you did, and it will kind of process it, and it will say, okay girl, time to get back on track. So I would say, don't beat yourself up. If you cheat, just move on and do it better the next day or the next week, as long as you eventually get back on track. And so overall though, I would say I didn't really do the exercise portion, but I definitely stuck with the dieting and the juicing. And juicing, like I said, I thought it'd be awful, but it is good. And when you do juice, my biggest suggestion would be, they have so much stuff you could try, like so much stuff. Once you find what you like, stick with it, because you know what happens when you try too much stuff? you end up trying some nasty stuff and you didn't pay $6 for this drink, and it's disgusting and you can't even bring yourself to drink it. So I would say don't get too crazy if you do decide to try juicing. Just try to find something you kind of like and get things along those lines instead of trying way too many things and spending way too much money on stuff you don't even like. That's my suggestions for everything you try with vegan eating. With vegan eating though, is to, instead of trying to get everything under the sun, keep it simple. That way you don't hurt your bank account too much, and you also don't hurt your taste buds and your stomach too much. I would say start out with small things. You can start out with things that you like and just remove the items that aren't necessarily a part of your new diet. So I like burritos. I love like steak burritos. So instead of getting a steak burrito, I try a bean and rice burrito as an alternative, and I love that. So I would say kind of start with what you know and then change it to suit your diet without necessarily getting like a fake version of it. Just try an alternative version of it is my biggest suggestion. That way you'll already know that you kind of like those items, so it won't be a waste of money because you'll be able to eat it and then move forward and try new things. And like, use your biggest resource. The internet is like full of so much stuff. Pinterest, YouTube, Google, all of that. It has all these great recipes you can try out. And a lot of them, make sure you do like cheap recipes, because like a lot of that organic and healthy stuff, it ain't as cheap. It's just going to get you some $3 fry meal from a fast food restaurant. So make sure you at least if you are on a budget like I am, do cheap vegan recipes when you are Googling. So what am I going to do going forward? So me and my sister have decided to do the Dirty 30 kind of diet program for an additional 30 days. I did not exercise like I was supposed to, so I do plan to start exercising going forward to see if I can lose even more weight, because I do have goals to reach. And then after the 30 days is over at the end of October, I do plan to kind of stick with a vegan I can't talk today, y'all. I am so sorry. I do kind of plan to stick with a vegan diet, and what I'm going to do instead of being 100% vegan is be vegan with a side of pescatarianism, so that occasionally I can have like fish items, and it won't be like frequently. It'll just be every blue moon I have like a craving for tuna. I love tuna, so I do plan to do vegan with the side of pescatarianism. But mostly stick with a mostly vegan diet, because I just feel like I can't tell y'all how good I feel and stuff. Number one, I feel like I look good. I look like slimmer and trimmer. And I look great beforehand, don't get me wrong. I looked good heavier, and I also look good slimmer. But I look good, but even more than that, I feel like so good. Like, as far as like my insides, they just feel, I can tell my body is functioning at a better level. So I would definitely recommend that if you are trying to look for a program to kind of help kickstart your weight loss, or some kind of structured program to try out, I would definitely suggest trying the Dirty 30. You will probably do a lot better than me and actually work out. I would definitely suggest it though, because it was like a really good program as far as eating, the support, the meal suggestions, all of those things were great. The workouts were really great too. I just didn't do them. I did look at them and I said, oh my goodness, I could tell I would be sweating just by doing it, but I didn't do it. So I would say that is something really good to do, especially if you do it with someone else, because it creates like that community and support system. And if you have any questions about like how I feel about the vegan eating, or any of like my suggestions for things to eat, you can always drop them below and I'll be happy to help you out. Maybe I'll eventually bring you some vegan recipes once I kind of get down how to make like the stuff that I like. And I mean, I've also had some frozen vegan dinners from like Walmart. Those are also really good and cheap and affordable. Of course, you want to move away from frozen food, but you know, sometimes that's a good option, especially if you don't like to cook. But yeah, so I do plan to bring you guys updates about like this vegan, pescatarian lifestyle and how it's going. It's just my whole like weight loss lifestyle journey to be like a newer, better me who's healthy and just going into a new year feeling really, really good and doing really, really good. And just overall, I just want everything to be great. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you do like this video, as well as comment any of your vegan recipes or ask me any questions below. And then I hope you most definitely subscribe to my channel to keep up with me and all of my crazy thoughts and all of that good stuff. Thank y'all so much, and I hope you have a good one.